Hello and welcome to the Pre-Chiro podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Glass, and today we're making a professional chiropractor connection out in Barcelona, Spain with Dr. Jaime Pinillos. Dr. Jaime, can you get us started by just introducing yourself and sharing and reflecting on where you were at in life when you decided you want to become a chiropractor and what it was that attracted you to this field and this path?
Hello, everyone. I was born and raised in Mexico, and I always wanted to become a chiropractor because my family were chiropractors. My great grandfather was actually the first one in Mexico to get a license, and then my grandfather and all my mom's siblings. So for me, that was like a natural choice. But the thing is that it was not possible to study chiropractic in Mexico back then because there was no career. But another member of my family decided to, well, he got a deal with the Mexican government at the time and started chiropractic. And I went there and I have been here since. I moved to Spain in 2008. I'm in private practice at the moment. I've been teaching for a while. I've been studying philosophy. And well, back to you.
Absolutely. So, what are some maybe ways that you can bring a high school or a college student into the fold of what it means to become a chiropractor? How would you introduce them to the study of chiropractic and maybe encourage them to explore for themselves ways that chiropractic is differentiated from any other field of study or any other path in the planet?
Well, actually, it's funny that you ask this at this time because I actually started teaching online for a group of chiropractors in China, which is very different to everything I have experienced because I have been to a lot of high schools. I've been in touch with a lot of students, obviously. I was also being part of the World Congress of Chiropractic Students a few years ago. But anyway, in China, so it's very strange the program because they are studying like traditional Chinese medicine, but somehow they added chiropractic and a German school is helping. But anyway, so the first class is very strange because I want to know them and everybody it's online, so everybody's with their camera shut down. Only two, I can only see two guys, and they are with masks, so I cannot see them. So it's like, please, your homework is like, why are you here? And most of them, like, they have no idea what chiropractic is. Nobody has ever been adjusted. There is virtually no chiropractic in China. But the thing is that these people did not choose to be there. You live in a free country and you have a lot of possibilities in this world. And chiropractic opens you to a world of possibilities because you can open your own business, you can work with somebody else, you can stay in your hometown, you can go to a country that does not have chiropractic, you can specialize in kids, in animals, in sports, you can try to go I know with a professional team, there are so many things that you can do, and you have a whole world to do it. So it was very strange for me because it's like maybe they are part of a pilot program. Maybe they will start 10 chiropractic schools in the next 10 years, and they will. I don't know, Ben. It's just very strange. So
Well, let's speak.
chiropractic,
Yeah, let's
yeah.
speak more into existence that which we want more of in this world for the profession and to really just strengthen the profession from the inside out by having conversations. I only have chiropractors on this channel, and my
Hmm.
intention is to connect your message to the high school or college student before they get to chiropractic school or the career changer, somebody in their 30s, 40s, or 50s who decided they wanted to become a chiropractor, but to put
Hmm.
them, put their first couple of steps onto the right path, the actual
Yeah.
chiropractic path, which, as we
Hmm.
know, there are many distractions, there are many different directions that people go within the professional pathway of becoming a chiropractor. So I'm just hoping that you, as a philosophy teacher and somebody who understands deeply chiropractic and has dedicated your life to studying chiropractic, offering it as a service, but also studying it deeply, if you can maybe just really put somebody's head on straight and help remove any obstacles or subluxations in their mind, maybe limiting beliefs that they have about chiropractic, or maybe just expand their focus, which you just did by sharing a little of what you can do. But I hear you. It could be tough when new campuses are emerging in different parts of the world and there's no presence of chiropractors to shine a light and be a resource. So just to set the tone for our conversation moving forward, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. Uh, the greatness in life lies in the simplicity of things, and chiropractic helps people have a great life. And the only thing that we do is that we remove this obstruction to healing called subluxation. And this is something that we have a great world to live in, and we have to experience life. And chiropractic gets you a great possibility of having a great lifestyle, if you know what I mean. I've been in touch with a lot of students, and most of the conversation I have is because they want to come work in Spain or Italy or Australia, in the UK, in the Netherlands, and I don't know if that's something that you are interested in moving, but you don't have to even do that. There are so many big towns that are in need of having some principal chiropractors. Like what we do is essential and will be forever essential. There is no artificial intelligence that is gonna be the innate intelligence that you have inside your body, and this intelligence that we are dealing with by removing the obstruction.
I love how you use artificial intelligence as it's very hot topic right now in the world. But can we just turn the focus to you and your experience of life going through chiropractic school with the family heritage that you have? How did coming from a chiropractic family really serve you and help support you in your development in a way that you could maybe just share some experiences, or maybe just share how it was beneficial to have mentors and the power of mentorship in the process of becoming a chiropractor?
Well, the thing is that I grew up in chiropractic, obviously, and I knew that I knew everything about chiropractic, but actually by meeting other students around the world at a WCCS, I saw for the first time somebody doing network, and it was something really strange for me because it did really open up my eyes, and I was like, okay, maybe there are a lot of things that I still need to learn. So that was like a very humbling experience, and I don't know if it was very strange because the school in Mexico is a public university. Maybe the people that are gonna sign up for Live Well do not want to hear this, but the education in Mexico is very affordable because it's for Mexicans by the government. So for the whole career, it's like 4,000 US dollars. So it's in a very it's in the outskirts of Mexico City, and it has become a very dangerous zone. So I was going there, and there's also like a lot of racism in Mexico, and I was white, and I was speaking in English, and these people did not know English, and the only people that knew English were either my cousins that were studying there or the teachers, which most were my family. I remember that I had this trimester where when I had 7 members of my family teaching to me at the same time. So I don't know. It was a very different experience, and a lot of the people thought that they were gonna make it easier for me, but it was the complete opposite because I needed to prove to a lot of people, to myself, to my teachers, to everybody that I was not there because I'm somebody's. I'm related to someone.
That's deep.
So
That's deep. Yeah. No, continue. I'm sorry.
no, no, no. No, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay.
I finished
Well,
what I
I
needed.
guess if you could maybe just touch on the ACP program. I've seen that you've
Mhm,
participated in that. If you could maybe just tell students what that is and what attracted you to enroll yourself in
mhm,
specifically the study of the philosophy of chiropractic. And if maybe you could just give an introduction as to what
mhm,
chiropractic as a philosophy, because chiropractic is a philosophy, it doesn't have a philosophy, what it is,
mhm,
and why there is an actual study of it.
mhm. So philosophy has three branches. It has the science, the philosophy, and the art. The philosophy is the why. Why are we doing this? It's about the deep questions about life. It's the art of wondering, the art of asking questions. So philosophy sadly has is not one third of the curriculum, and sometimes it's not well integrated with other topics, other teachers, but it should be integrated. So, and I think there is a lack in philosophy, so I decided to go into a postgraduate in philosophy, and there are several going on at the moment. There is the ACP that you mentioned. I studied the ACP in Sweden in 2014, but there is also the SCP, which well, I don't know if it's longer running, but also the LCP that is gonna be starting at Palmer College really soon this year, and also the ACP is gonna be starting again in at Sherman. So actually, this week, in a couple of days, I'm flying to Chicago to finish my diplomate in philosophy in Chicago, run by the Center for Chiropractic Progress. So that's 3 years postgraduate studies in philosophy.
What
So
did you
yeah,
choose? What did you choose to focus your studies on? It's almost like a PhD in chiropractic. Like, what particular thesis did you start with, or where did you dedicate your
well,
efforts?
to be honest, I I never intended to go so deep in the philosophy. I was more interested in teaching technique, which I did for a while, but somehow I started going deeper in the philosophy because there are a lot of people in Europe that did not study philosophy. Most of the chiropractors in Europe did not study philosophy, so they knew I had some understanding. And at the same time, I started teaching technique. I started with the philosophy, and shortly after that, the ACB was starting. So I decided to go into that, and then I decided to go into the full program. So I don't know, here I am, but it was not my intention at first. It just happened.
So you had no clear motivations. It was just you were just following what you were led towards. And I guess I'm just curious, and I'm asking that question because if I have students that are watching this that might
Yeah,
be
and,
interested in going down that path, I'm just curious why people go down that
yeah,
path.
and,
Maybe not you, but other people.
there is a lack of philosophy teachers. That's a fact. And so at the same time I was studying, I've done a lot of traveling, a lot of teaching. I've been to South America, to Chile, to Brazil, to Argentina. I've been to Germany. I've been, I don't know, to Sweden, to a lot of places for teaching philosophy, and that's the reason I decided to go deeper into that because there is nobody else teaching it, and somebody has to do it. If not, it's gonna die
Absolutely.
in a dusty shelf.
Yeah, I like to say that we're reviving a weakened profession at the moment, and it's not that it's gone away, it's just not front and center in people's minds and hearts. So I'm just curious, do you have any strategies or solutions that you can maybe just creatively off the top of your head come up with to help students integrate the philosophy more into their experience throughout chiropractic school, or ways that they could integrate it more into their experience in chiropractic practice?
Something I always uh, encourage students is to have speakers at the college. There are a lot of chiropractors out there, very successful ones, and a lot of them would like to go and speak to you. So having this philosophy club and having some meetings discussing the chiropractic principles and just talking about life and chiropractic and how we can how we can change this world, man.
Absolutely. I know it's late
Uh,
over there and I'm asking a lot of questions. I guess, do you know where I'm
yeah,
coming from with that? I'm just trying to
yeah,
come up with
absolutely.
new questions. I believe it's going to take new questions for us to reach new results and new expressions within our profession. So my new question is like, if we have a new segment of the population called pre-chiropractic students, and there are sub communities within the greater whole, how can we make all these sub communities of pre chiropractic clubs express themselves fully, reach their full potential, so that the whole can be greater than the sum of the parts? That we could really make impacts through pre chiropractic on colleges, high school campuses, and communities that these students are sprouting up in.
Well, the thing right now, what I'm seeing is a lot of apathy coming from a lot of students. So it's been a rough 3 years, but I don't know, the pandemia is over. So there are a lot of people that are afraid of socializing. So it's about the time to go get there and get them to understand about chiropractic. And I know that there is this fire in this new grew in this new generation, which I really do not have a lot of connection with high school students at the moment. I'm more finishing the changing of diapers mode. So, and I'm not teaching at the moment to students. Well, just these Chinese people that I have no idea who they are. I know absolutely nothing about them. They don't participate in class. It's a very 4 hour strange podcast what I'm doing with China at the moment.
I'm laughing. If we are
If you
both
want, to laugh, I was in this same chair last week, and my chair broke, and I have the exact moment where my chair broke. I'll send that clip to you.
For sure. If we're both new fathers, then I don't know if you became a father a while ago, but I also have a 2-year-old boy, and I've been writing little children's books with chiropractic messages interspersed
Mhm.
throughout them. I'm just curious if you could maybe just create some creativity as to how we can create children's books that communicate chiropractic to kids.
I don't know. It has to be something very visual. They like drawing, and I don't know if we can integrate the Palmers. I don't know. They would like to know who that Santa Claus is, who this weird dress Santa Claus is. No, no, it's Didi Palmer, and I don't introduce them to Harvey Lillard, and I don't. We can teach them a lot about chiropractic and about life, about how their bodies are smart, because it's just about getting sick, about being afraid, and life is not about that.
How would you, what are some of your favorite analogies or your favorite little short one or two liners to help communicate the message of chiropractic, the philosophy, to lay people, to people that come into your practice? How do you bring them in? Maybe just bring us into your practice. How do you practice? What's sort of some insights you could give to students that are interested?
So, what's the question again?
It's a two-part question. One part is, how do
Yeah.
you communicate chiropractic to people in a way that's familiar to them, but that and makes sense and is logical and that they can follow. And then also, like, how do you practice? Bring us into your practice. What is that like?
Well, I actually like to use the safety pin cycle, where you have a safety pin and the upper part represents the brain and the lower part represents any brain in the body and how the brain is communicating and how this is a cycle and how we want this communication to be constant at all times and how chiropractic helps reconnect your brain with this with every cell in your body. So that's something that I use to communicate and every time, and it's just about teaching them what they already know, how the brain and the nervous system controls everything, how your body has this innate wisdom, this ability to heal, and how this can be affected if these obstructions happen in the spinal column called subluxations.
And then if you could give us or tease out some insights, like if you are maybe not about your practice, but like if you had a student and they were like, "Hey, I'm going to check out this chiropractic office," what would you give them as guidance to help them get the most out of that experience?
You have to ask a lot of questions. I've received a lot of students in my practice, hundreds of them, and obviously you don't want to be interrupting the chiropractor the whole time, but normally you will have time for go for lunch or get a coffee or something and ask a lot of questions and see the books and just be there, and you have to be there, observe and see what you like, but also what you don't like. That's also very important. When I was seeing a lot of offices, I learned more from what I didn't want to do than from what I wanted to do.
Absolutely, for sure. And then just curious, what's your experience been like teaching? Like, what's it like to teach philosophy of chiropractic? Do you teach anything else? And like, what is the classroom experience like? Maybe mention what school you're at.
Well, right now the school is the Dresden University, which has this partnership with the Nanking University of China. I started what 3, 4 weeks ago, and I was teaching at Barcelona College for about 9 or 10 years, and it was well, it went ups and downs. I really liked the experience, but that period of my life, I decided to finish it because there was a lot happening in my life at that moment. Um, but I really like going to chiropractic groups that really want to learn philosophy. So if you, I don't know, I'm open to just go there and teach some technique if they want. I'm always open to teaching some concepts, some cervical chair. I don't know. I don't know. I like to travel and teach.
No, that's awesome and it's amazing. Can you maybe just mention some of like the people that you're aligned with in Europe and the types of work that they're doing? What's coming out of Europe right now as far as like quality chiropractic movements or seminars or events or people that are bringing forth new books or anything specific?
Well, well, I really don't know what's going on in Europe. Well, I know some things are happening. McTimony and Madrid College of Chiropractic are now together. There's a new college in the Netherlands, and something happening in Scotland as well. Uh, but I don't really know about the graduates. Most of my seminars I go to the United States, which has been the diploma the last, I don't know. This was supposed to finish 3 years ago, but I don't know, the pandemic happened. So yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking time. I know it's late back there. I just wanted to get you represented because I know that you're somebody who's actively engaged in helping move anybody that you can help forward as far as chiropractic students and chiropractors. Can you maybe just share a little bit of insights as to like where people can reach out and connect or any resources that you want to share with students that you think are valuable for them anywhere?
Well, in the lockdown, I this is for the Latin people watching. I translated the Synod's textbook in philosophy. So if you're interested of getting it in Spanish, that's available. And what if you want to reach out for me, my email is chiropractico@gmail.com. So that's with a QU, chiropractico. Uh, I also have a TikTok channel. I don't use it, but I have it. I don't know. That's where I give some exercises to people, and I don't know. It went viral. I got to 350,000 views on it, but I don't use the account anymore. So it's Chiropractico. There are some comedy things there as well. And I don't know, you can try to reach me in Facebook if you still use that, Jaime Pinillos.
Do you have any endorsements for any programs that are out there that are taught in Spanish for the Latin students?
Philosophy wise, I don't know what's happening. I know some Thompson seminars are going on, but I'm not.
Oh, I mean specifically which schools between Latin
Which
America,
schools?
Barcelona, Madrid. What are your favorite schools? Maybe top two or three.
Wow, that's tough one. So you mean Spanish speaking schools?
Yeah, like
Okay, so
I could try and say it in Spanish, like para estudiantes se habla español, like cuál escuelas está mejor para estudiar quiropráctico.
well, the thing, good, muy bien. The thing is that the school that I like the most is in Argentina, and you can try go study their chiropractic. But the thing is that you cannot go back to the states to practice because there is some legislation issues. So there is this dichotomy in chiropractic that some schools do not have this accreditation, and some schools have the accreditation but are not teaching chiropractic. So it's a very particular profession in that way. So my favorite would be that one, and
What's the name of that school? Do you know?
it's a program run by the AQUA, Asociación Quiropráctica Argentina, but there is also another school that I like in Argentina. It's Quiropraxia Clínica de la Columna or something like that. I like those programs. They teach good technique, good philosophy. They are shorter programs. They are not doctor programs, but chiropractic wise, which is what you asked, I like those.
So, are you saying that if somebody went to one of those programs that they would be capable of providing, or maybe it's just a stepping stone, but it would really help shape their ability to practice chiropractic in
Yeah,
unregulated countries?
yeah, but it's like before that you need to have like a previous degree. You don't start from high school, so you need to be like a physio or a kinesiologist, which is very popular in South America, or an osteopath maybe in some schools. And after that, you get into this course. So if you wanted to, it doesn't make sense if you're in America and you wanted to go there.
Well, this conversation is applicable to people in all parts of the world because nowadays we can translate and we can make it relevant. So even this conversation, you mentioning Argentina, it's like I want a whole blog post about this school now, just to make
Mhm,
it available and maybe put it into Spanish as well.
mhm.
All right, well, listen, I know it's late. I appreciate you taking time, man, and thank you for sharing with the students. I know that I'm
We
like, you know.
we finally could do it. We've been trying to have interviews since a long time.
Yeah, but it's all about timing and in the universe. Honestly, I still haven't even released this project fully, so it's getting very close to being released in the next couple of weeks or the next couple of months. So
Mhm.
I'm very excited just to like have you represented. Obviously, I wish we could do it in Spanish, because I
No
think
worries.
that well, I have like a section called Pre-Keto where my friend who's in Spain, he's doing the interviews for me. But
Okay, cool.
anyway, side note. But anyway, thank you so much, Jaime, and
My pleasure.
absolutely.